Hello, Golden State Warriors fan. We're back with an exclusive video bringing you the latest updates. First of all, subscribe to the channel and like the video. It's crucial for you to stay informed with the news daily. Without further ado, let's get to the news. Man, when you think you've seen everything in the NBA, boom, something completely wild drops, and you're just left shaking your head. So, let me take you back just a little bit. We're talking Rockets versus Warriors, two teams at very different points in their trajectory, sure, but still a matchup that always brings attention, especially with so many young stars on one side and championship DNA on the other. But here's the twist. This time, the post-game buzz wasn't about some insane buzzer beater or a 50-point performance. Nah, we're talking about something way bigger. Something that might lead to the NBA stepping in and saying, you know what? That game? It might not even count. That's right. We're possibly looking at one of the rarest, most controversial decisions the league could make. The full cancellation of a game that already happened. And not just any game. A game with serious implications for standings, player morale, and the integrity of the entire season. Think about it. A result reversed. The stats, the minutes, everything. Erased like it never even existed. That's not something you hear every day. And let me tell you, the reasons behind this are just as explosive as the decision itself. So what happened, really? Well, it all started with what seemed like a typical late-season battle. The Warriors, as always, were trying to sharpen their form as the playoffs loomed, or at least as they fought to stay relevant in the crowded Western Conference picture. On the other hand, the Rockets, this young, fiery squad filled with talent and potential, were still trying to prove they belonged in the conversation. But as the game unfolded, things took a turn. Not because of the play itself, but because of the officiating. And I know, complaining about refs is part of the NBA's DNA at this point. But this wasn't your average missed travel or soft foul situation. Sources close to the league have revealed that there were multiple, glaring officiating errors throughout the game. And we're not just talking about judgment calls. We're talking about procedural mistakes, missed rule interpretations, and potentially a breakdown in the officiating crew's ability to manage the flow and fairness of the contest. The kind of stuff that can't just be brushed off with a last 2-minute report. These were calls or no calls that fundamentally altered the direction of the game, and not just in one moment, but across multiple quarters. Now here's where it gets even more intense. Several members of the Rockets organization, including coaching staff and front office executives, reportedly filed a formal protest immediately after the final buzzer. And that's not something teams do lightly. Filing a protest in the NBA isn't just writing a mean tweet or venting in the post-game presser. It's an official, documented move that says, we believe the game was so unfair, it shouldn't stand. That protest included video evidence, timestamps, and an in-depth breakdown of the situations they believe were mishandled. And for what's being said behind the scenes, the league is actually taking it seriously. Normally, when a protest is filed, it gets reviewed, maybe there's a fine or a quiet memo that goes around to the refs. But this time, the word is that the NBA's review team was deeply concerned by what they found. They even brought in former officials to rewatch the footage and give their independent assessment. And get this, at least one high-ranking executive in the league office is pushing for the game to be nullified. That's wild, because if they go through with this, it sets a precedent that could echo throughout the league for years. Think about the domino effect here. First, there's the impact on both teams' records. A win erased could change playoff seedings, play-in matchups, or even whether a team makes the postseason at all. Then you've got the players, guys who might have hit milestones in that game. Career high points, blocks, assists, gone. Minutes played, gone. Fans who attended the game, they watched a contest that may never officially exist. And most importantly, it opens up the conversation about the role of officiating in outcomes. If one game gets canceled due to poor refereeing, what's stopping others from trying the same route in the future? There's also the psychological side to this. Players train for months, grind through injuries, build up chemistry, and then one game, which they pour their heart into, might just vanish. That's gotta mess with your head. And what about the fans? Whether you were in the arena or watching from home, You thought you witnessed something real, something that counted. But if the NBA wipes it out, that moment becomes a ghost, a memory with no stat line to back it up. Now, I know there's already a lot of speculation swirling around. Some folks are saying the NBA won't have the guts to cancel the game, that they'll just issue some generic apology and move on. Others believe this is a sign of something bigger, that the league is finally admitting that officiating needs to be reformed from the ground up. Whatever the truth is, one thing's clear: this isn't just about one game. This is about how the NBA values fairness, accuracy, and trust. And if they get this wrong, it could shake fans' faith in the entire system. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Dubs updates. Let's keep going. And let's not ignore the timing here either. The league is heading into its most important stretch of the season. Every game from this point on has weight. Teams are jockeying for position, trying to avoid the play-in or secure home court advantage. So to suddenly throw uncertainty into the mix, that's risky business. But maybe that's exactly why the NBA is taking its time. League sources say a decision could come in the next few days, and that all options are on the table, including replaying the game entirely. Yes, you heard that right. There's even a slim chance they might order the game to be played again, from scratch, or even from a certain point onward. That has happened before in NBA history, though it's extremely rare. If they do it here, it would be a bombshell moment, especially considering the league's normally conservative approach to protests. But maybe they're realizing that with all the technology, cameras, and analytics we have now, the old ways of handling these situations just don't cut it anymore. Still, you gotta wonder, where does this leave the refs? Are they going to be held accountable? Are we talking suspensions, reassignments, or just another round of vague retraining? Fans have been calling for transparency in officiating for years, and this incident might finally force the league's hand. If a game is canceled due to referee mistakes, the conversation changes forever. Suddenly, it's not just about missed calls. It's about legitimacy. It's about whether games can even be trusted as real competitions. Stay updated exclusively with the latest Dub Nation news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep getting daily updates on the Warriors. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Your input is essential for the Dubs community. Stay tuned for the next video.